I have another name for a person for you to get a hold of with regard to this. Zach, who was the last guest? Was it Megan who does Better Together? What's her, Megan? Yeah. What's her last name?
Rose.
Megan Rose?
Yeah, she came to my church one time. I know her.
You know her?
Yeah.
Did she talk about her program? Or
Kinda. I was talking about volunteering there one time because I was really interested in their kids
Yes.
program.
Yeah.
And I signed up for her newsletter. She came to my church and spoke about what she was about and stuff.
Awesome. Okay, good. So you already know her.
I know of her.
Of her, yeah. Okay, good. So she has, she's the founder and leader of Better Together, where they keep families who are going through a tough time from having to turn over their children to the state, to DCF. And it's a temporary filler so that somebody who gets in trouble or somebody's having a tough time or gets laid off or whatever it is, they just don't have the means to take care of their children. Her program provides a place for them. And
So they don't get lost in the foster care system?
correct. Once they're in that, it's not a healthy
Yeah.
way to live.
Like
It's
single
not
moms who are going to surgery and
Yeah.
taking care of their kids.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, that's a beautiful program.
Yeah, that sounds really nice.
Well, the what we had talked to her about on the podcast, I happened to mention to her, was that that we partner with her because the people that the families that she's working with are trying to get their lives together and get a new job, or build their lives up again because they were through something. Good morning. So I would like, what I had offered was that we would help in that process to give them makeovers when they need it. So anyway, yeah, if you can follow up with her on that after this, I'll give you the information and talk to her about that, because people, sometimes that's all it takes for somebody to have the confidence they need to go out and to a job interview. They help them with jobs. It's more than they just give them handouts. They actually teach them, how to be successful. So it's a much better. They call it Better Together. The reason why she's so involved in it is she was taken care of through her church when her father was in an accident, and he ended up going on pain medication and getting hooked on pills, and was an addict, and he lost his job. And she, at some young age, saw her father hold a shotgun to her mother's head, and luckily didn't shoot her, but was arrested and went to prison for that. And this family took her in when she was a young child, and she says she just remembers that she's still very close to that family now. She remembers how she had this sense of, it was the first time she had a sense of peace and calmness in a home, because it was just chaos before that. And it stuck with her, and she ended up recognizing that there could be people like that in the world who want to help people who need that, rather than the state doing it. Because the people who work for the state get paid to do it. They do it like a job to take a kid in, so sometimes their motive is not the same, and it's not always the same intention. So it's a really healthy program. It's something great. So especially that you already know her, I think that's cool, because she's very active, and it'd be great if we can support them with that too. And there's also the Princess one
Yes,
coming
it's
up.
What, February 28th, I believe.
So this is another organization in Immokalee where there are.
That's something that Sarah and I signed up for, right?
Yes. There are
I
young.
do think we need one more, but I don't know who's working that day.
Today we're going to do 10 princesses at Bayfront, I think,
And
right?
it's in Immokalee?
No, they're being bused here. Or they're being taken here to
Oh,
give
yeah,
them
my
Princess
house,
Day.
cool. But okay.
It's at Bayfront, Saturday the 28th. I may not have asked you because you may be working, or I have a guest, I'm not sure, but if you're available, we do need one more person for that day.
I'll be there working.
Yeah, you're kind of already counted, I think.
Okay.
And you might not have been counted because you have clients potentially.
I have 2 right now.
Yeah, so depending on the time. Evelyn, you're counted because you're already there.
Andy.
And Andy, and Elizabeth. And I think you are volunteered. Did Sarah talk to you? I saw your name on the list.
Oh.
I mean, I know because Saturday is
Yeah,
Saturday,
that's
but if y'all need
Saturday.
I'll be there.
But we do need one more. I think you have,
Here.
yes, so I wasn't sure.
It's a nice problem to have.
Yes, that, exactly. Um, Anyway, who, that is for who?
So it's an organization in Immokalee that gives out Christmas gifts to underprivileged kids in Immokalee every year, and they were having a difficult time figuring out what gifts to give young girls. And we had the discussion. There was another guest on the podcast who they were going to give away, makeup kits or something like that for a young girl. I don't know. They had a few ideas, and then we discussed the idea of a princess experience, of an experience that they get. So that was the gift that they were given, and then they'll bring them there on a small bus and serve them lunch and just have them treated like princesses for the day. So it's an experience. It's their Christmas gift, is what it is, and they'll be cashing it in on the 28th with us. So how many of you have done princesses before? We're involved with the princesses, yeah. Almost all of you, almost all, yeah. Okay. So that's involves what? Tinsel.
So, it's a haircut, blow dry, tinsel. It's educating them how to do their own hair, and just really making, not treating them as if it's a child and it doesn't matter so much, but giving them, a steam treatment if that's what they really need. If their hair is dry and tangled, teaching them how to detangle their hair, whatever level that is. But it's about giving them an experience and teaching. Whenever we have someone and we want them to be treated like they deserve to be in this space, whether it's a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old. And so sometimes princesses are like, oh, it's just a princess, it's free, or whatever. But just kind of writing on their soul in a different way is the goal.
So they'll have the option to get tinsel. You will want to use steam on them, give them a whole pampering experience, and maybe we'll add in some of the other luxe treatments for them too, just to make it a little bit more special.
We actually have all those, I don't know what Bayfront has, but we have boxes and boxes of the old iPads.
Perfect. Yeah, how cute will that be?
Do we have,
Yeah.
I'm saying that, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at you girls, like, there's
Yeah, there's a
somebody
bunch.
could.
Yeah, we could.
Mhm.
The
The
Stella-
cooling,
the
the
Stella jelly
warm
one.
ones that Christy got.
Yeah, there's the
wrapped around
warming.
their ear.
Oh.
It's like a
Yeah, the
warm
warming
bag.
one.
Those are
so we can,
nice.
so we can do some of that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
10 girls, so potentially I'd like it to be 2 per person, so that, because they are coming all in a bus, so we don't want to spread them out throughout the day. But I think right now, with the amount of people we have, it has to be like 2 people have to do 3, which makes sense. So if we do that, then what would be really great is when you're done, whoever has the third, if that's how it works out, if you can step in and help curl, put tinsel it, whatever, to team up so that
Just get them up and.
the last person isn't like everybody's waiting on the last person, and you know how that goes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good.
Yeah.
So I got that one underway. The other intention of today is to follow up where we were last month and to continue the momentum of building your business. So I want to go over what you accomplished in January, each of you individually. So I have your results here for the month. And then also of the stylists that you're working with, what their results are as well, because your results are their results. And when I talk in terms of results, we know what we're measuring are the metrics that we know predict the future. They are how we know what the future of the business is going to be like. The retention, the guest trust. We talk about the 6 steps. We know when the 6 steps are completed, all 6 steps, that the future will grow. That you will have business, we will have business, we will grow as a business when those are done. And what often happens during this time of year is it's exciting to be so busy. You know, some days we have 60 guests in the salon. It's exciting, it's a big deal, a lot happening. But what happens during those times is steps get dropped because of the busyness, or it becomes an excuse to not do the 6 steps because of the busyness. So we cut corners sometimes, and without even being conscious of it. And ultimately, there's a price to pay for that. It affects the future. So when a guest isn't walked to the front, when a product recommendation isn't made, that has an impact. Just Friday, Mickey had a guest call in and asked what product was used on them because they wanted to buy it. They had a conversation about it. They wanted to buy it, but it wasn't entered into the computer. So it wasn't a discussion. It's supposed to be entered every time. So every recommendation is supposed to be entered. So it's a little thing, but it really matters for guest service. Or when somebody goes to check out and they're asked about what product they'd like to get, or what products were used on you, would you like to buy them? And they don't know because it's not on the ticket or it wasn't written down. That's a friction point that the guest is then like, never mind, because they're not going to wait till they go back, figure out what the product is, and then go out there and get it. Affluent women, wealthy women, our target guest, the women who come here, the majority of them who are here every 4 weeks for their root retouches, what they value is time, experience and time. So when that costs them time, once they're checked out, they like the VIP. They like to be able to just walk out. That's easy for them. They don't have to pull the credit card out. Or if the credit card's on file, they like that. They like you knowing what they want to drink. They like that their drink's already ready, that they don't have to talk to you about how they like their cappuccino. Those things are important. 50% of what they purchase anywhere in life is based on a recommendation. So if they're going to buy a product, it's based on something somebody recommends to them. If you don't recommend it, they don't know to buy it. So if we don't spend that time and have that discussion with them, and why does that make a difference? Well, one is they can't buy what we sell on Amazon. You know that, right? What we sell, they can't buy on Amazon. It is exclusive to us. It's only ours. Why is that important and why is that advantageous to us?
It's unique.
Unique?
Sets us apart.
Sets us apart. What do you hear about in most other, what do you do when you find a product or something? What's the first thing you usually do?
Try to find it cheaper.
Try to immediately. You could do it in an instant, right? You could pop on Amazon and say, can I get it there for less?
Or Temu or Shein.
Yep. It's what we do. It's
Their
smart.
hair. That's where they go for their hair.
Can I ask a question? How many, by a show of hands, were here and participated when our chemists came to our group meeting? Anyone?
August of last year. Yes. You.
So 2 of you. I ask that because you hear us talk about it, but it's watered down by the time you hear your stylist speaking, what they gained from that. But for me, it allows me to speak wholeheartedly from a different place than just these are our products. What would you say that you gained from being
Knowledge, because I was new.
so it was all fresh?
Yeah.
How about for you?
I just learned, that our shampoo set from the store, bought because they're salt-free and salt-free. And, most of our products are designed to fit unique, hair types and all of that stuff. That's what the chemist covered mostly of when to use, what to recommend, and what for. So I was also sort of new at that time. So it
Yeah,
was
that's
sort of
okay. That's why I asked, because I was just curious.
But
I just
sometimes actually watching, the video over to just refresh my memory.
And
So
where do you
it's
find
online.
that video?
What's that?
Where'd you find that video?
On YouTube.
Oh, you watched it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
good.
well, can we share that link to everyone? But the thing I wanted to bring up was, we used to use, and I don't know where our hairsprays come from at this point. We may still.
Both companies, Dare Day and the other one. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 companies. I don't want to speak ill of the other company. I just want to talk about how Our products are new and better and different now, so that you know a little bit. The chemist, when she came, she actually was a chemist from Kenra. She worked for Kenra for many years. I don't know if you know this about hair care products, but Redken, L'Oreal, Suave, all the way up to Pureology, they're all in one warehouse. They're making vats, and maybe there's 3, right? But they're coming out of the same place. Ours is actually coming out of a private label, smaller entity. She has 100% control. It's 2 chemists that work together. She has 100% control of our ingredients that go in it. And when the bottom line isn't met, let's say Moroccan oil that she wants, the level of Moroccan oil that she wants to put in that product so it does what it's supposed to do, or whatever the ingredient is, she doesn't say, well, we're gonna put less of the Moroccan oil and more water. She raises the price of the bottle so that the integrity of the bottle stays what it is, so that that shampoo does exactly what it was set out to do from the day it was made till the day, like they're not compromising that. And our products, I'm sure you see how much they said if you use too much, they're almost like, I use too much. It's because they're 50% water instead of 70 to 90% water, which is all other lines. And when the CEO at the very top of whatever said product line says, hey, we're not making enough money, add more water. Let's get this lower quality ingredient. And she kind of stands by that. And we're also private label, so, and you can correct me if I'm wrong about this. This is how I say it, so if I'm wrong, you do need to correct me because I tell guys this all the time. Our private label, she has contracts and they're specifically made only for salons. She doesn't do skincare or anything like that, but also like we're the only product, the only one in Southwest Florida that will carry those products, or in the region, if you will. So those are some things that are unique about the product outside of, you can't buy it on Amazon. But those things, I have noticed my client's shampoo, since we've moved to this new company, lasts double the amount of time. To where I'm like, do you need shampoo? Like, you should need shampoo? No, they don't. They don't, because they're using more water in their hair and less actual shampoo. So I feel like I have a personal testimony, so I would encourage you to watch that video because her coming was really helpful. I didn't realize that was out there, so thank you for that. But when you're hearing us as stylists say it, there's probably so much information in that video that I missed. And when I'm saying it to my guests, it's watered down, so I would encourage you. I'll share that link in the associates.
Yeah.
It's not a channel, and I'm working on getting behind Symphony and finding things, see if we can invite to things, but I'll find a channel that we're all in, and without creating a new one.
Yeah, so everything she just shared about that are talking points or things that you would want to share, because it makes that what we have very unique. It's very unique, and to even know that industry-wide there's a few manufacturers that make it for everyone. They just put different marketing on it, put different labeling on it. We have our own that makes it for us. We're exclusive. It's just ours. They can't buy it anywhere else. It locks people into us. What else does that do when somebody is a part of our organization, in that they believe in us not only for the hair that we do, but they also use our products at home? What else does that do to the relationship? Why is that important?
It's loyalty.
Loyalty? Yeah, it absolutely creates that. We know that if somebody leaves here with a product, we have an 80% greater chance of retaining them as a guest. They've bought into our system. They believe in you. They trust. They trust what you say. You've taken the time to educate them and teach them. They want to be educated and taught. That's what they're paying for. They're paying for your expertise. No matter how many years of life they have on you, you're the trained professional. You have the answers for them, and it's only a matter of you sharing that knowledge with them. It's only a matter of you taking the time to have the conversation about what you're using, why you're using it, and then bringing it to the front. It's just that simple. And we know when that occurs that there's a future that we can rely on. Season will be over in a minute. It's great right now, but it will be over soon. There are still over 1 million people that live in this area that don't go up north for the summer. that we want to be here for us, that we want to have as guests for us. So they rely on, what we rely on is not just the great technical skills, the great haircuts that everybody does, the great color that everybody does, but the experience aspect of it. If we're just nailing the haircut and not giving them that experience, which means taking the time with every guest, having the conversation about what's available at the shampoo bowl. Part of the experience are the eye patches. That's experiential, that's different. That gets people talking about you and what you took the time to do. So the experience of every guest, even during busy times, because everything goes, I watch the numbers and I see where things dip. The 6 steps dip this time of year. Pre-book drops a little, retail per guest drops a little, referrals drop a little. It's just a natural thing. It's like, you know, I got to get the next shampoo. I got to get the next one. So it's us not going that little bit extra for people or preparing to know I got 2 shampoos at the same time that somebody's leaving. I got to get some backup. I got to help. I got to make sure that, you know, I can walk her to the front, make sure the products, she has a product, make sure she has her next appointment. Or when you're doing a guest, you taking the time, oh, it's just a blowout. Well, you got to look at it like this is my future. I have one right now. This could be access to it, and whether it's the woman from DeRoma's who, you know, we already were thinking, oh, she's just going to return it anyway, but you still shared with her. You still shared what was possible. You shared that I can do a glaze. You didn't have that already in your head that she's not going to want anything anyway. Or, but you see the car that they pull up and you go, oh, she's not going to tip. She's not going to want any of these services. Or the way they're dressed, or the way they look, or anything like that. But when you're deliver the full 6 steps in your way, 100% of the time you just never know. She sends you guests. So I want to look at this morning what you did in January to see what happens in February to know what the future is going to be like. Because in a couple of months we're going to know, like, whether you're going to have floor time, associate time. That is determined by your results right now. Your results with your stylist and your results as a stylist on the floor. Yes, please. This is January.
This is everybody's?
Everybody that's here, yes.
Oh, but
I
it's
put
each
extra.
paper.
Yeah, one per person. Yeah, they have their own.
That's what I was, yep.
Yeah, did you just take one and pass it down?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you got to dig your own out of there.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not all the same.
Oh, yeah, this is, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't make that clear. Sorry about that. Savannah. So this is January and December. Is on here, Dory. So this is each day, the days that you were on the floor. So this is just your personal. So, no problem. All right, so going across the top.
Can I have one of those?
Yes, yeah. Going across the top, so what each one of these sections means here, okay? Guest, obviously that's the number of guests, right? Busy percentage. Anybody know what that means? Or how that's calculated? Anybody want to take a stab at that?
Was it double booking?
What's that?
Is that double booking?
No. That is the percentage of time you're booked when you're on the book. So if you're on the book for 8 hours and you're booked for 4, that would be 50%.
Oh.
If there's a 0 there, it means the book wasn't set up correctly. It means you probably got somebody booked and not that it wasn't set up correctly, but you might have gotten somebody just put a service in there, but you weren't on the schedule. It wasn't set up that way. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. It wasn't on a regular scheduled day. If it's a 0 or you just did, it doesn't mean you did something wrong or bad. It just it wasn't like Jen's schedule is what Jen's schedule is every week. It carries through the book all that way. If you do a guest on a Thursday afternoon and you were assisting and then you go do a guest, it's probably going to show up as 0. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change your results at all. This is only a measure right now so we could see it on the days that you are on the floor. RPG, you know what that is, right? You know how that's calculated? Retail per guest. How's that calculated?
You take the total and divide it by the number of appointments?
Yep. Total retail dollars divided by the number of appointments.
What is your goal?
Like $8 or something?
8. Yep.
What is the ideal goal of the busy percentage per shift?
For what level? For their level? 60%. Pre-book percentage, Lux percentage. What is NR? New request. That's referrals. That's people that are being referred to you. New request percentage. That's the percentage of guests that you're doing that have been referred to you. So if you did 10 guests and you had 3 of those guests that were new requests, you would have a 30% new request rate. 30% of the guests that you're doing would be from referrals. Now that's where you want to be. At this stage, you want to have 30% of your business be new business that is being referred by other people. So as you progress in your career, that drops. But as you're more open now and you're doing more new people, that would be 30% would be your target. Then it says R points, P points, and L points. Those are the points earned per metric. So if you hit your $8 retail per guest, that would be 50 points on that day. If you hit your pre-book on that day, that would be 50 points. If you hit your Lux percentage, that would be 50 points. TPE is total points earned. So that would be, if you hit all 3, it would be 150. If you hit 2, it would be 100. 1 would be 50. POS, possible, that's the total points you could earn for that day. Effectiveness, column right after that, is the percentage effectiveness. So if you were 2 out of 3, it would be 67% effective. If you had 100 points out of 150, that would be 67% effective. And on the last column, last 2 columns there, it says BP dollars and bonus dollars. So BP is bonus potential and bonus dollars, which is the actual dollars earned. Now, to be eligible on this daily bonus there, you have to do at least a minimum of 3 guests for that day. So if it says 0 there and you did a guest, that's because you didn't do 3 guests. 3 guests or $300 in sales. Because you might be doing guests and they might not be paying guests. So that's why that is. So if you're doing 3 non-paying guests, that's okay, that still counts. If you're on 3 models or paying guests, $300 a minimum in sales. So the bonus calculation qualification requires either 3 guests or greater or $300 in sales. 33% effectiveness in any one of them pays $5. 67%, 2 out of 3 is $10. 100% for that day is $20.
How many of you are overwhelmed by the numbers? It's okay to say yes, because we're here to circle. Okay. I think what's most important to understand is that you're bonusing daily, correct?
Correct.
So how do you bonus daily? Because that's what you want to do. You want to make above and beyond your hourly pay. So daily, you need 3 people or $300 in sales. So every shift, that should be your goal, is paying guests, 3 people, and then meeting your 6 steps numbers, which you know. And then that bonus will happen. So if you have $8 per guest, if you, retail per guest, if you have, what is their pre-book percentage?
60.
60, I was
Yours is 70, theirs
yeah,
is 60.
I don't want to give them my numbers.
Yeah,
So 60% pre-book, and if you're doing 33% Lux services, then you will get your bonus. Or you can get half of your bonus, looks like, correct?
Correct.
So I will tell you that the way you make money is by doing the work and then you bonus. So your hourly rate is a base pay, but you're not going to survive on your base pay. The way that we're built is that your base pay gets you through life, but you're not thriving on your base pay. You're thriving when you're bringing money into the business and you're bonusing. And so in the interim, it looks minimal, but when you start hitting your bonuses, that's when your paycheck increases. And then that's why you see stylists who don't work 5 days a week. They don't have to. Does that make sense? Like you guys are fighting for hours, fighting for hours, fighting for hours. You don't have to fight for hours when you're bonusing and you're bringing in what you need to bring in. So whatever shift you have that you get placed on the book, I don't care if it's a blow dry, try to get 3 guests on it every time so that then you can turn those 3 guests into whatever that turns out to be. But my first goal looking at this would be 3 people on my book. And then if I have 3 people on my book, then I can turn them into $300. Make sense? So that would be, the ultimate goal would be having 3 people on your book. But if this, this is just something to tell you how well or how not well you're doing. Not to like stress yourself out on the numbers. Does that make sense? Because we don't think like this. So you have to look at it because it is your report card to tell you. And if you don't understand how well or how not well you're doing based on this, I'll be happy to sit down and review yours individually so that you do understand enough that you can perform to make these numbers go up. But it's about the actions to make these numbers go up, not necessarily this report.
That's exactly, it's about the actions, right? So you're responsible for the actions. You're not responsible for what this paper, for understanding how the metrics of this.
Some
You just
people
do
like
your
drive
actions.
on this stuff, so if you do, that's great. But if you're looking at this going, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know. I'm just trying to do hair. That's all you're trying to do is do hair, but you have to have people to do hair, and you have to add on services to and get referrals to have more people to do hair. And so the biggest thing is just making sure you're asking for a referral from every guest that sits in your chair that's a happy guest and building on those services.
I mean, just like you shared with Brittany's guest, I'm here on Mondays doing blogs, and you're just sharing, this is what I'm doing. And then she said, oh, I'll help you out with that. You know, they want to see you win. A lot of these women have been coming here a long time. They trained your stylist. But 80% of the guests, maybe not 80, 60, have been coming a long time, and your stylist was an associate at one point. And they helped train them in a way. So they'll support you with that, but it's a matter of sharing. So the actions are what's important here, not necessarily how to figure this thing out, because it's a maze. But literally your
I
actions.
know numbers really well, being in the industry this long, and it is a lot. But I want you, I personally, as like someone who wants your success and understands being behind the chair, I think it's the actions that have to be worked on. So if you have 0 retail per guest, that's the action you need to be working on. You need to know our products, you need to be able to talk about our products, you need to be able to educate about our products. Because the guest is buying shampoo, they're fading their color because they're using the wrong shampoo, their hair isn't voluminous because the shampoo they're using is too oily, whatever. So if that's a 0, that's what you need to be focusing on. If your pre-book is low, then they're not coming back to you. Why? You need to ask yourself, what am I doing that they're not coming back to me? Is it technical? Am I not asking? Am I afraid that they might not like me, so I don't even ask? Like, what does that look like? And then your Lux services. And is that based on strictly the Lux menu, or is that also based on like
Number of Lux services. So it's services per guest, yes.
Services per guest, okay. So because I do a lot of add-on glazes that aren't necessarily on the menu, but it drives up my percentage because everybody doesn't need a conditioning treatment. You know what I'm saying? So there are things that fall under with your service per guest, but what could you add on to this guest today? Any add-on service counts. Whatever that is, but are you talking to them about it, or they ask for a blow dry so they got a blow dry? Because we have guests that get a blow dry that want their eyebrows done today. We have guests that get a blow dry but, oh, I'll take a steam treatment. I'll take whatever, right? There's other things that they might get within there. So just be thinking about looking at those 3 lines, truly, and which one's your lowest, and start there.
It's just like you shared about a gloss with her. You're just sharing what's possible. Sarah doesn't do a guest without, you build right into your conversation every one. I don't know if you've seen Sarah's Lux
Her numbers are
penetration.
ridiculous.
So almost every guest, she has an offering for that goes with the, and I don't know what your number 1 is, but you do all of them. What would you say is your you're one where you're just like, you're gonna get the service and it's gonna include this.
Finishing treatment, a quenched,
Yeah,
or just start off with $10.
and why? Why is it you have to have it quenched?
Because everyone benefits from it. Frizz is dryness of hair, so everyone benefits from something.
Yeah,
And if they don't wanna, okay, if you don't wanna do conditioning treatment, well, let's do an absolute repair. Because your hair, you know, do you feel fried, fragile? Or why don't you want to get a nice little hand massage? Del Mar and Chino are great at it. Why not? Say
Yeah.
why not? Why wouldn't you get it?
yeah. But she doesn't skip anybody. No matter how busy she is, nobody gets missed. Everybody gets that offering. And that's all it is an offering. But because she's super consistent about it, like nobody doesn't get offered that shows up. It's no different than when you are super consistent about, I'm gonna share the biotin shampoo or whatever shampoo you're gonna share about and bring it to the front every time, 1 out of 3 is gonna say yes. So if it's just consistently part of the conversation. So all these are measures of the steps or the actions that you're taking. Are you sharing? Are you having those? No different than when you look at the stylist that you work for, their results. So their results are your results. Are you sharing about the Lux services and those? Okay, so so you look at your sheet here. What do you see on your sheet? What is your assessment of January for you? I want to hear how your mind is thinking about this. Is it, oh, I did good, oh, I did bad, oh, I have work to do, oh, I'm confused. Just your own person. I want you to be able to look at this and be empowered by it and not be disempowered or feel like I didn't get into this business for this, because you didn't. This is not what it is, but this is a predictor of the future. So what is your own personal assessment of you looking at your results for the month? And I'll start with somebody who's ready to share. It could be a question too.
So I need to get moving. That's my consensus. But I also have a question. I had a new recruit client that's not on here.
New request.
Or new request, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, so that's good. So if you see that, so you want to go back, we want to look in the computer then and see like who that guest was and make sure that that gets marked properly. Because it didn't go in the computer properly. If you have somebody like that, it's good to know because you want to know that. Just like you want to know.
So that brings up managing your book is a whole skill. Managing your own personal book is a whole skill. I am constantly looking out. I don't look out far enough, but I'm looking 2, 3, 4 weeks out. Because if a guest gets booked wrong, he could screw up my whole day and I could ruin my quality of service because their processing time didn't get put in the right space. I could see that a guest is just in for a color and no blow dry. So you know your people. You start to know your people. You also know yourself. So they've given you 15 minutes to do something that you need 45 for. I don't know. I'm just saying. And in the beginning, when your book is wide open, I love the front desk and answering phones, so I'm not saying negative about them. But what they want to do is give the guest the best time they ask for. So if they ask for noon, they're going to give it to them. Even though you're wide open all day and you have an 11:30. You're like, oh, you want 12? Here you go. But if you know that's going to run into a problem, manage your book. Have the front desk reach out and say, can you move this person to 12:30, 12:15? Be looking at your book and also looking at how they're marked. Are they marked as a new request? Are they marked as whatever? And learn how, and I'm not good at managing Boulevard. I need lots of help with it, but I'm making sure that it gets put in as correct as possible. Even after the guest leaves, making sure if it got rang up wrong, for whatever reason there was a miscommunication, going back and saying, well, gift it to them. It needs to go on that appointment. Even though I wasn't giving it to them, I want to make sure that they know last time, yeah, you did have that and we gave it to you. Whatever. Or if they call in and they say, what was this? It's there. And there's not miscommunications. So managing your book is, and your time frames, it is on you. And I don't think it's talked about enough. I probably don't talk about it enough. But if you're looking out and you don't have people on that book, you need to figure out how you're getting people on that book, not just sit and wait for them to show up. And if you know you need 3 people, like, what are you doing to get those on there? And then when I like to book my own guests, and when I'm at the front desk, and I don't know how the Village or Bayfront works, but I like to put them exactly where I like them, because I can look at my day and see, like, there's already a haircut here. So if I put the color here, I'm gonna offer them the 9 o'clock instead of this. Because then that leaves, like, this, what am I gonna do? Just gonna come in late, come and sit around? Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, managing your book is on you. The front desk does a great job at putting them in there, but they don't know you specifically. You know you. And so Boulevard puts the blocks on there, but you know it would be better at 11 than 9. Does that make sense? But if you, once you learn to manage your book, people are so willing to move 15 minutes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you call them and say, oh my gosh, like, that's gonna run into trouble, and the front desk calls them and moves them 15 minutes. They're so willing. They would much rather show up 15 minutes later or 15 minutes earlier and have a great experience. So, blocking your book. So there's been like this weird habit sometimes that people just start blocking their book off. Like, oh no, not that. Like, you should not be blocking your book. Ever. Like, if you're blocking your book, it's like taking a day off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to make sure somebody's covering that space, you're accounted for. If you start blocking your book and managing your own schedule at the beginning, like, you don't get booked, because it's like, oh wait, she was there, now she's not there. So those are just some things with your book that hurt you, because you block off, like, well, I'm here till 6, but I'll do the morning first. No, like, Rob manages that, I manage that, Sarah manages that. Like, let that happen for business run, not because you're not coming in. Does that make
You get to do that when you're
You
at a
see,
senior level.
you see senior stylists doing that,
Yeah.
but my
Yeah,
job
earn
as
that.
a senior stylist behind the chair is to make sure that my clients are cared for and that they are happy. And so what I try to do is avoid moving them as much as possible. So if I know that I have something that I block it off, but then I open myself somewhere else. And we're managing that, but that's when you have a different level.
There's another thing about that when you saw a new request or your referral there, is the person who sent them, we want to make sure they get rewarded for that too. So that's critical. So when you have somebody sent, you want to make sure that you thank that referring guest. You know, that's important. That's a big part of it. You said something in the first part of that. You said, I have some work to do. What do you mean by that?
Just retail more than anything for me.
Okay.
'Cause I've sold product, but it's not really enough.
So with every guest that you did you have the conversation about this is what I'm using, why I'm using it, and then bring it to the front? It's okay if you didn't.
Yes.
Okay, you
So
did.
a lot of the times, like, especially if they're new, I'll have that conversation if I'm doing a blow dry or what have you at a chair. And then as I walk into the front, I'll point out what I used on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then most people are just like, I'm okay, I'll consider it for next time. But I've had a couple people be like, all right, let me
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
But it's not.
So then what we'll want to look for when we fast forward to this time next month is go back through the computer so that we know that's being done, so the ticket is being filled out and that information is getting put in the computer, what they use, what you recommended for them. So just make sure if you're doing that, that's great. So you want to put that in, and so we know that they know when they call or when they come back, this is what you were using and why you were using it. Make sense? Okay, so that aspect of it. All right, who else? What do you see on there? What do you assess yourself as? I know you guys have people coming. I know we got 5 minutes left, so.
I think I need to work on my retail as well. I do have these conversations, especially when I'm doing a blow off or a haircut. The first thing I ask them is when I get them into the gym, do you like products? Do you use products? And sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no, it weighs my hair down. So then I'll be like, can I try this on you? And we'll see how you like it. And they'll say yes, and then if they end up liking it, I put it I always bring it, but they don't always like to get it. And
Okay,
then,
I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about the yes or the no. All I'm asking, the action is, are you sharing, you want to be responsible for, am I sharing what I'm using, why I'm using it, and then making it available to them? It's the only action you're responsible for. You're not responsible for anything else. So if you're having those conversations and it's in this computer, and we'll know, because we can look and see, did it get entered into the system? Because you made the recommendation, it was on the ticket, we know when the future visit is. That's what needs to happen. And if that's happening, and it's all zeros, then we'll work on the conversations that you're having. But if those actions are happening, number one, that's where you need to be right now. Make sure your product knowledge is strong, watch the video, make sure you know what the products are and why you're using them. Whether it's a finishing product or not, everybody gets a shampoo. So you're always going to be talking about the products you're using back here, always. So at a bare minimum, not even the styling aids, you'll be having those conversations. What else on your sheet do you see? How do you interpret this for yourself? Because I want you to leave being empowered by this, not disempowered, like, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at X, Y, Z. Because this isn't about a good, bad, right, or wrong. This is simply about adjusting the conversations that you're having so that your future is you get busy. That's the bottom line, you get busy.
You are in charge of your future. Like, the world is in your hands.
So what else? Looking at your sheet, okay, new request. How many new requests did you have? Give me that, give me each of your numbers. How many did you have, Lizelle? NR, all the way down the bottom. NR will be your top number here. That's percentage, this one here. NR, so...
2.
Okay, 2. How many for you? 3?
4.
4?
0.
Okay, well, you're new in the game, yes?
1.
1?
None.
None? Okay. So that's where you are with that. So that's referrals. Some of you wrote down that as your goal for the new month. That's what you wanted to work on. Listen, that number is going to be, if you didn't have conversations, if you didn't have conversations and pass out cards intentionally, it will be low. It will be low. I mean, we know that. So if you're not intentionally, ongoingly passing out, to get 1, it takes 10 cards. So the guest you're doing today, maybe not her doing 10.
Well, it doesn't help that I can only work 1 day a week to take clients, so we're working on that, and so hopefully I'll see an improvement next month with that, but yeah, when I tell people I'm only available on Mondays, it kind of puts me in a corner, so that's what I need to work on. And we are working on it, we're opening up my book on different days, so.
Yeah.
there's
So if you have requests, they're going to get a request in, because you're not only here that day. So if you have a request and you book them, you book a request on a day that there's 3 people here and somebody else can fill in for you because you're can add it to the afternoon. It's not only the hours that you're available. So,
I mean, still gonna have a conversation with the person, though, it becomes a little conflict, like, oh, I'm only available on Mondays or whatever day, but, because I work with Jade, so it kind of creates like a block. It's not like
didn't you guys talk about opening up your book in the afternoon?
That's what we're doing, so
Yeah.
we're trying to transition to a world
Yep.
where I
Yep.
can still take clients and still be
Yep.
able to attend to Jade, because it's not like someone else is gonna do it.
Yeah, I agree with her. I feel like it's been really difficult because I feel like I have been getting more requests and more clients wanting to book with me, and when I tell them that most of the days I only work Saturday, and sometimes I'll take clients while I'm assisting, but it's difficult because Brenda most of the time needs me there with her. So it's kind of difficult to do both at the same time.
So you're on the floor every Saturday? Yep.
Yeah.
And your floor time is
A
Monday?
few Fridays.
Yeah. A few Fridays?
A few Fridays, depends on how the schedule is,
Yeah.
how busy we are.
Yeah.
We get someone in till 6.
Okay. Okay.
I've sold a lot of the essential go-out packages,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll want to keep working with me, but then when they have Saturdays, so they'll, the good thing is they'll still come, but they'll end up going to someone else.
Yeah. So if they're come back to the business, that's all that counts too.
Yeah.
So that's good too. So that's a win there.
Yeah.
So how many months in are you?
When working
How many months? Yeah.
It'll be a year in March.
Be a year, okay. So 11 months right now? Yeah. So that's why I want to start working on these things now. And for you? How far in? About 11 months? Yeah. So I want to start working on these things now because we didn't do this before. We didn't look at this. We didn't review like how many new requests, how many cards passed out, how many, we weren't monitoring this or giving you feedback or coaching to say, well, let's try this. Let's tweak this a little bit. Let's try this. Let's look at how we're doing. Let's look at the afternoons.
Well, I think too, a lot, like, I'm not speaking for Dory with Brenda, but I know that a lot of Jade's numbers have improved since I started working with her.
Yeah, great.
So, and I can confidently say that, because she said it to my face, so
Yeah.
I know that, like, there is growth happening, there is improvement, and I hope that Jade's numbers do show that, like, I would hope Brenda's numbers show that Dory's, growing as well.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we are
yeah.
working hard with these senior stylists, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, when I see numbers like this, it gets very discouraging for me personally, because I'm like, no, I know I'm working hard. Because
Yeah.
I see Jade's doing great.
Okay, so
but-
do not.
Exactly, so then I'm like, it's okay. it's my
Stop.
journey.
Whatever
Exactly.
negative self-talk you have about any of this, because I have what the stylists that you work with too, so you'll get a different relationship to these when you look at somebody who's been on the floor for a while, somebody who's worked on it for a while. We didn't share these, so this is good for you to be aware of right now. The awareness is all I want you to lead with, that you are aware of what the levers are that we're asking you to work with. So once you have that, then you can control things. You have more control over the future. So it's not like, oh boy, you blew it. That's not the way I'm referring to this at all. It's simply, these are what they are. This is what happened. And now to alter that, to make a difference with that, the conversations that you would have, which you have successfully, and you have not stopped. You are having those conversations. So that's what those.
And I see. Maybe I don't see much improvement with my personal clients because I only have like a handful or two.
Yeah.
But with Jade's clients, I definitely see a lot going on.
Yeah. So, who else in looking at this has that same? Anybody else feel that way? Like, oh boy, I got a lot of work to do. I really didn't do well on this. You have that self, like looking at that, like seeing zeros. It's disheartening, right? Oh gosh, it should be higher. So that's not what this is about. It's literally about like, what are the exercises that we're going to do inside of that. So with the person next to you, get a buddy so that you have somebody to talk to. Go ahead. So with the person next to you, share what it is that was your victory for the month and what it is that you're going to work on for this coming month. So you want to pair up with them so we get in the three.
But yeah, that's my goal. I'm gonna like start like having people come in for like
Yep.
so that I can like
build that. Very nice. And I think like that's, oh, I had like one client all of a sudden on the Saturday just told me and she was like, oh my goodness, I don't understand. She was like oversized for like a woman that yeah, so it was really interesting. I offered a blow dry and I told her, oh well, yeah, I feel horrible, like I want to like color down like you can dry. Like, oh perfect, like I don't want to be also like, oh, we have very nice, like seriously. But I don't worry, I'll take care of you. I think I really feel special or comfortable in a way that she even asked me, oh, could you see my hair color? You know, I got her to come back. So I know that was the new referral that I got. So I feel proud of her. And yeah, she came
Good morning.
back for her coloring and a blow the only thing is that it's fat and open, so that's kind of, you know, short.
Okay, give you about another minute each to another minute, 60 seconds, and then I'm gonna have you circle in up here.
The haircut on your book.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh.
But she's coming in until
oh, I would.
11.
Yeah. Okay.
My thing on phone, like I don't take it for them.
Okay, 20 seconds.
Oh yeah, I heard that. So
I'll see you next week.
Our products were last year. That would be a very like our products.
Okay, wrap it up. Time. Come on and pull your chairs in up here so we can get in this little circle here. Okay. Victories. Let me hear what your victories were. What was your victory for the month? What did you declare for yourself that this was a win for me? Pre-book. And what's your pre-book? Okay, all right, but pre-book, but you see I asked you what your victory was. I didn't ask you what your,
Oh, yes.
okay?
Sorry.
See, that's what we do. We go to the back. We look at the, just like parents do with report cards. You get all A's and one D, and what do they look at? The D, right? Right away. Our minds do that to us. Okay, so pre-book. What is your pre-book?
55.
55? Congratulations. Very good.
I got better than December. December had 42.
42, so it grew, it got better. Okay, good. So you noticed that pattern, right? That's something you could look for. Okay, I got stronger with that. I built that muscle a little bit more. Very good. How about you, your victory?
Victory Lux Services.
60% Lux Services. Fantastic. Awesome. You're having those conversations. Very, very good.
My free
Your pre-book, which is 100%. See what you do? We got to discount it right away. 100 is 100. 100 is 100, right? You're having the conversation. You're taking the time to walk up front and say, this is when I need to see you again. Great way to start out of the gate. Great way to start, because you're not forgetting that piece. You're not just like, oh, I survived the haircut. I'll get to that other stuff later. But you're practicing that now. You do that from day one, and you know you'll have a great future. That's very, very good. Victory. And what was your pre-book?
61%.
61%. Okay, awesome. Yeah. 61 is above MA, above minimum acceptable. So congratulations. Awesome. Lux percentage. And what's your Lux percentage?
So December was 127% and January 39.
39%. So 33 is the minimum acceptable, so you're way over that. Congratulations. Excellent. So you want to look at what's working, and then what muscle you want to develop a little bit more. What do you want to work on? So what is the thing that you want to work on for this coming month? Today, right now. Okay. And what are you going to do to impact that?
Push more, kind of, talk about it, explain
Okay,
what your hair needs.
what your hair needs. Yeah. Affluent women, our target guests, they thrive on knowing a recommendation from it. They will listen to whatever the professional says. You have to say it. We have to say it. So if you're consistent about saying it over and over, you'll see that start to shift. For the last 2 years, last 3 years, Jen has had one of the highest retail per guest, $8 and $9 consistently for the entire year. Consistently. She never stops having that conversation. She never coasts. Like gets somewhere. So if you work around her, you'll hear those conversations. They're very useful to understand how she does it. And she does it even when she's busy. It doesn't like go up in the off season then down in the season. So the consistency in those conversations. And you heard what she uses in part of her conversations are what she learned from the chemist and sharing about what her product line is. You know, even if you're sharing about the weird guarantee that we have and somebody returns something, that's great. You educated them on the right way. That's what we're about. You don't love it. We don't want it sitting under your cabinet at home. For somebody to show up at her house 6 months from now and say, what's this product with all the dust on it? Why is it there? We don't want to promote that for people. I'm going to let people know, don't let this be that product. You're going to pay a lot for this. It's a big investment, just like you're going to pay a lot for your hair.
Good.
This is an investment in that. If you don't love it, bring it back. So that's part of the education process. What do you want to work on?
Reflect.
Okay?
I think I stick to like the
Okay? Uh-huh. Okay, so will you watch the video? When we post it, will you watch the video that she's talking about? Because we have that online? Okay, great. So if you have that view as one of your actions, you're going to think I'm going to learn more about the products? Very good. For you?
5-6 hours.
Guests. Getting guests.
Like offering people like handling free blowouts.
Yeah.
Unlimited.
Yeah. Yeah.
And help people. Because then it is becoming more
Yep. Yeah, get gas. Now, one thing I realized in having this conversation today is there's people at different levels. So you, Elizabeth, Katie are at a different stage in the program. So you can't really use this and go, oh wow, I'm sucking. You know, because you're not at a place yet where you can even go there yet. But you have victories, and the victories that you have, you want to acknowledge that this is working.
I would say retail for
Okay?
I would like to refresh you with watching the video.
Okay? So that'll be one of the actions that you take? Okay?
I mostly often like have already done this. I tell them what I use to achieve the blowout they want or to achieve the look that they want. And sometimes even I get clients sometimes say, oh, what's that smell from? You know, the shampoos, I told them, oh, this is one of our products, and try to inform them.
Are you into golf?
And so I think I probably need to add
So
key
waste
points to
management
it.
is,
Or just by asking them, or like, oh, are you okay, or are you doing well on product?
it
Be
is,
more like,
imagine like.
you know, like,
All in
kind
the
of
same area on the golf
conversations stop there, or just like, what do you have, you know? Is this working out?
Famous, I think it's the 17th or 16th.
Yeah.
Looking at the tiny homes to put on the properties, it's like,
Unless you know all the other product lines and all the other products that they could be using, and you don't want to be comparing what you're using to what else is out there. You become the expert in what we have and what we use. You become that expert. You want to know what we have and what we're using and why we're using it. So you might have an opinion about what else they're using, but it's not for you to say. You know this works on their hair. This is what I'm asking you to use because I want you to have this look every day for the next 6 weeks until you come back to see me.
I've been here a decade now, and I am still out of touch with other products. Like, so I go into the hair store, and I'm like, I don't even know what to buy for my family. So I'm very, very, like, I'm that out of touch. I shouldn't be, but I am because of this wonderful space, right? So sometimes people will say a brand, and I'll say, well, that's a great brand, but I'm not sure about this specific shampoo. I'm not, like, I'm not downing it, and I'm not endorsing it. Does that make sense? Because I literally cannot speak to it personally. I used to know all of them and could compare what would be, you know, right or indifferent, because other salons I worked at had multiple lines maybe or whatever. So for you, if you really don't know, you don't have to down that product, and you don't have to say, yeah, that's great. You can say, well, I'm not really sure. But if it's not working for you, what I noticed when you came in today was your hair was dry. What I noticed when you came in today was your hair was faded. I don't, whatever solution you're providing for them, that can be a way that, because I don't speak to other products at all. And sometimes I'm like, really, I'm gonna have to look into that, because I have clients that swear by product. I'm like, okay, cool, I wanna see what it's about. And I have tried other products that guests have told me they got from up north. But I'm just out of touch with it, so I'm not gonna speak to it. But I'm also not gonna say, oh no, you shouldn't be using that, use ours. You know what I mean? Like, there's a way you can find to eloquently go around what they're saying and still make a recommendation. And some of my clients like our products better, and some don't. That's not a you know, blanket statement, but they'll purchase everything they need before they leave, or they'll take everything back up north, and then when they come back, they'll like take a picture, and they're like, okay, these are the ones I wanted. From they leave them up north, and they come back. I try to tell them they can buy them.
And I also make notes, like, I think this Saturday I had a client, and, you know, I told her I'm gonna be using the straight and smooth, and she's like, well, is it heavy? And I'm like, no, it's pretty manageable and light, you know. And she kind of wasn't sure about it, and she's like, well, if you know what you're doing, I'll trust you. So I said, yeah, of course. And then when we finished the program, she was happy with it, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'm gonna set it up right here for you to take a look at it. If you're interested, I'm gonna bring it up in the front. And she's like, well, I still have product at home, and so maybe when I run out. I'm like, perfect, I'll add it up in your notes, just so that
Yes.
the person knows.
There's a specific space in Boulevard to put product recommended. They'll know that at the front. So that can go in there in the notes, so that when she's ready for that, it goes in the notes. So that's what you want to make sure happens over the course of this next month, that your recommendations are getting into the system. So then we can also market to those people and say, hey, Margarita talked to you about this. We have it on sale this month or whatever it is. So, very good.
Same thing with retail. I'm not gonna lie. I don't bring them.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect.
Like, I don't.
That is so great.
I let them know, like, oh, I'm gonna use this product.
Yeah.
You know this, but I don't.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you are so honest about it and share it, because that's such a simple thing. Then we know the source. We know, okay, the results are going to be low. They will be low when that doesn't happen. However, if you do 10 people this month and all 10 of them you do that with that, it's guaranteed that at least 3 of them are going to leave with it. So that's a simple fix. It's awesome that you know that and can acknowledge it, because then you know the source. Just like you know the source of when your rebook is high. What is the source of that? Why is that number? Why is your rebook?
And be like, oh, I'll be seeing you again, and then to be like, oh,
Yeah, so you do that part and then it
it's
works.
just I don't bring up the product.
You do that part and it works, right? Your rebook is high.
Well, when they're processing, if I have a color, most of the time I'll do it on my phone. And I'll go up to them and I'm like, this is when I'm available, when you have time. And I'll like select and a lot of them like that, so that
How brilliant is
when
that?
they leave, they don't have
How
to.
brilliant is that? How brilliant is that? They're still here in the salon. They haven't checked out yet in their minds. They're still here. They're in a space that they can talk about it. You do it while they're here in processing. You make valuable use of that time because they're already here.
And now a lot of them, like, I don't even have to tell them, they'll just be like, oh, can we pre-book my next appointment?
Yeah, yeah. You know that app well, I know, because you can look and say, Saturday the 28th, I have 2 guests. You already looked earlier today, right? You knew what you had. You looked it up and said,
Yes, because
Yeah.
they're my guests that
yeah.
come
Yep.
every Saturday.
Yeah, what a great tool.
Oh my gosh.
I love that you do that because they're already here. They're in the chair. They're not checked out. As soon as you take that cape off, they're out the door.
And it almost like decreases the time when I'm waiting
Yeah,
in a way. Like
it does.
They'll,
It gets it out of their mind. Yeah.
they'll have like 15 minutes left. I'll come back and they're like, oh wow, that was quick.
Yes. Make good use of their time. Very, very important to people. The friction points, or people don't like friction. That's why, these companies that have these subscriptions that you get charged for, you don't even know you have, like they just hit your card every month. There's no friction there anymore. You don't have to pull money out of your wallet anymore. It's already done. That reduces the friction point.
Question, is it okay for us to be offering these blow-up packages?
Please, absolutely. Yeah, that's your specialty.
Because I've been encouraged.
Well, so the history of it was, and why that became the way it was, the old packages, we were losing a lot of money on. So they were what was considered a problem after we did it. We were only going to do it for a small period of time. We did it for a long period of time. We kept it going. We got people used to it. Then when we went to make the change, of course, they were pissed off because they had a good deal, like beyond a good deal. It's still a great deal. It's still a phenomenal deal. But it's manageable. Now we can do it and not lose money. So please do. I love them. They're great. It's okay. I know there's been a lot of chitter chatter about it, but you do it all day long.
It's been confusing.
Yeah, they're in now. We're doing them now. We're happy to do them now, and they're priced correctly now, so that we can afford them. But if you can have people doing those, phenomenal. That's great. You built in a guest on a recurring basis.
Like I've gotten a lot of people to invest in it.
Great. That's awesome. Yeah, go for it. That's guaranteed pre-book. That's guaranteed. You know you're going to get them 4 times every month. Phenomenal. I love that. Keep going with that.
I mean, that's why I go in there.
What was her step? Or did I miss it?
Well, your action step. What are you going to do to? Oh yeah, she said you said you didn't bring the product up. So you're
Oh, you're gonna bring it to this, okay.
bring the
Sorry,
product
I was
up.
like writing down each one. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't hear.
And that was really good to just be that straight about it. Like, yeah, I don't bring it up, and perfect. It's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I love the authenticity of it. Instead of saying, well, they don't buy, they didn't want it. Like, okay, that may be too, but that's not what I'm interested in. Just the actions. All I'm interested in is the actions. Are you doing the actions? Are you having the conversations with people? Okay. When you did we go through everybody here? Yes. You all have your victory. You have what you're going to work on. You were all at the class last Monday. Thank you for doing that. Yeah.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I have
The point that you're at, you're assisting still before. Okay, so the 4 of you, so this will attest to your next step, okay? The 4 of you have floor time and assisting, correct? You're at the hardest space.
I think he's a freshman.
You were at the hardest space, like training was hard, right? Like class was hard. This is harder. School was hard. But once you transition into
No.
and start seeing success and consistency, like your challenge now is to find a replacement for yourself. That's actually what you need to do. Because you've created this other space for yourself.
So we
So
replaced
you need a replacement.
So we replaced it because I thought, what is
Right?
this about?
And that's what you all want to be struggling with, actually. And I hear it. You're like, I don't know how to multitask. That is a wonderful problem to have, that you can't assist.
I said to her,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hear it in Elizabeth too, like, that's a wonderful problem to have. Because what you don't want is floor time with no people.
And I was like, yep, this is knowable.
Do you know what I'm saying? So the space that you're in, I'm happy that you're there. I'm sorry it's a struggle, but I'm so happy you're there. I would rather much that than you sitting around going, what do I do? That's the problem we need to have. So we need to find your replacement so that you can continue to do that. But it's hard. It's hard if you're in that space, it's hard if you have plenty of floor time and there's nothing. Everybody has a different struggle at this space. What I would encourage you to do is to really lean on your people that you value and have conversations with all of them, whoever those that you value that you built a relationship with. Because I've been hearing it here too, and I'm hearing different suggestions from different senior stylists of how to manage and go about that particular space. Does that make sense? And we've all gone through those spaces differently, but the space that this particular group is in, that's the hardest. So I encourage you to lean on those people. But don't leave here defeated because those are great problems to have, even though it feels like wouldn't you rather have that problem than no people at all, right? So that's what I'm saying. So even though it feels very overwhelming and challenging, and I know you're sitting in a space like I need new people because I heard you, right? That will come. Right now, you're in a process of building your skill. And once your skill is there, you already have 100% of people loving you, right? The people that are sitting with you love you. So it's just a process and a journey. So don't look sideways. Just figure out from above you. You're not a coincidence. You know, and I don't mean that in like an authority way. I mean, people have been there, done that. They probably have experienced some of your journey, but not all of it. So take the bits and pieces from all the relationships you've built, and they'll have advice about whatever your current struggle is. Make sense? That's the beauty of being in this space, that you have these mentors that love you and care about your success, and they're willing to share. They're willing to sit with you and take that time. So that's what I would encourage.
So you want to record, before you leave today, record in symphony these hours, this time we spent together today, and in there I want you to put what your victory was and why it was a victory. So it's real easy and natural for you and you to talk about the Lux services. It must be, because you're effective with that. It's natural. It's just like it's real easy and effective for you to share about when I need to see you again. Same way. And just like for you, it's I need to see you. Whoever that person is, you're going to put them on the book. You got their future figured out. So put that in there. That's your victory. And then the action steps that you're going to take for this month. Watch the video. Bring the products up to every guest. The steps. Not I want to move the numbers. I don't care about that. I don't want you to worry about moving numbers. Just work on the actions, like the plan that you're going to do. Watch the video, and I'm going to share every product that I use and bring it to the front. I'm going to, pass out 10, let my mom give out 10 cards to people. I'm going to give out 10 cards to people, whatever that is. So whatever thing you're going to work on, put those in the notes there. Because I'm also using this, so every time you have an educational opportunity like this, you've invested a lot into yourselves beyond school. All of you have. You've done way more than anybody you went to school with. You've already put more hours in that they'll probably put in their entire career. Your colleagues from school won't have put in as much time as you put in since you've been here in the last 11 months, year, 2 years, whatever number it is. You've invested more. You've taken more time to make yourselves better. So I want you to record that in there today, specifically because I'm also want to brag about that you've taken the time to invest in yourselves. You didn't just get out of school and say, here I am. You're still working on it. So make sure that you, before you leave today, that you put that in there. Okay? You know whether to do that? You've all done it before. You put in last week's and those numbers. I also will need from you, there's a number at the bottom.
This is January.
January. So for your January, I need to know what the bonus number is at the bottom. Will you take everybody's bonus number down at the bottom for me? Just make a list of what that number is for both for December and January for you.
I didn't receive bonuses.
Okay. So she's going to make a list, and you'll make sure you give me that number, whatever that is. And profit captains, I want to see you growth captains, I want to see you at the end too, to have a conversation with you. All right, what are you leaving with? What's your takeaway for today?
Can't wait for this one to come out.
What did you get out of being here early Monday morning? What is your takeaway?
I'm still growing and I'm not feeling.
Correct. Very good. Good. Very good. I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting closer to my goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what your goal is. Most people don't even know what the goal is in anything that they do. So you have an awareness of that. I know what it is, and I know where I'm at with that. My relationship with that. Very good. What else? Your
I
takeaway?
understand the numbers now.
Okay, I have an understanding of the numbers. Okay, good. Very good.
I'm making changes into how I would before offer lung services to now how I kind of went about to offer them. You know, having people say yes about it. Making it not seem like prices, natural thing.
Yeah. A genuine offering, like a real deal, like it's going to change their life. And you put that much love into it that they know that you're going to change their life. Good. What's your takeaway?
Yes, exactly. I had it. It's like, are you kidding?
Okay. No, yeah. Okay. I'll give you a second.
You know, but I thought, he's trying to get money.
I'm growing, and it's okay that these numbers are not good, but I'm gonna improve.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah. And the good, bad, right, wrong thing. I mean, the way you look at these, most people in the world don't have a relationship to any of the metrics of what they're doing. Most people have no clue. And the fact that you now have an awareness to it and what you work on. Because I don't look at it like pass, fail. I don't look at it like you're a good person or a bad person. That's not, I have none of that at all. I want you wildly successful. And these are just the measures of your conversations. These are just the measures of the things that you're saying to people and how authentic you share them with people. The honesty behind it, the authenticity, the appreciation, why you want to have them on the book for 6 weeks. You want them to look good all the time. You know that if they go to the 7th week, they're going to have roots showing and they're going to say you did their hair and they're not going to look good. So you genuinely care.
They're gonna say, oh, she's the one whose mother was.
Jen, anything to wrap up?
I just want to say, did anybody ask you for your first grade report card? Has anybody ever asked you to look at your first grade report card? That's literally this. If you're 1 year in, this is your first grade report card. And if nobody asked you for that, then this is about awareness. And I don't know if you remember your first grade report card, but it was like S's and N's. There weren't even letters, like there was no ABC, there was no percentage, right? Is it satisfactory or is it not satisfactory? Is it working, is it not working? If it's not working, work on it. That's how you will grow in this industry. But don't take these numbers to this like place in your heart that defines who you are. They define where you are right now, which is legitimate. Right? Show me someone who is successfully has high numbers at your stage in the game. It's not happening. They don't exist. So don't grade your first grade report card on my whatever year we want to have here. Right? Don't grade those report cards that way. They're not on the same level. Okay? And no one is going to ask you this. And also, anyone on your level that isn't in a setting like this doesn't even know what their report card is.
No clue.
They just go, I hand out business cards. I ask people to come, send me people. I talk about product. They have no clue unless someone is showing them how to do this. And there's very few salons that even do this well, let alone coach it well. So you're in a place of knowing as opposed to not knowing.
So great, because if you look online and you look at all these groups of people that talk about the industry, and you look at other stylists and how they're talking about it and the videos that are out there, they'll say, oh boy, is your January slow? My January is terrible. I'm having the worst January, or I'm way down over last year. These people just aren't willing to pay the numbers anymore. You hear the bitching and moaning about it? They don't have a relationship to any of this. So you could say it and then go, well, I know how to fix that. I know what to do. I know the levers to pull. So you wouldn't have to be one of those victims online saying, oh boy, I'm really not growing. And you are growing. And you know why you're growing. It's not just like, oh, people like me. Well, they do, but you're doing things that people don't know to do or that they just don't do. So you have the keys to those. That's really great what you said, because it then enables you to say, well, why am I at 55 or 60% pre-book? Well, I know why. I know what my future is going to be like. I know what my Saturdays are going to be like. And you did that. You did that. Or I have 5 memberships of people that I talk to about it that are coming back. I filled my book with memberships. You like to talk about them. You like to do them. You know how it is to talk about them. It's easy for you. Great. Great. You are in control of your future. You know what May's going to be like. You know what June's going to be like. You know what July's going to be like. So thank you for being willing. Thank you for being here, being willing to do what nobody else in your class did. Nobody else you graduated with is put themselves into this, something like this. No one. No one. They might have gone to the show in June, whatever month the premiere shows. They might have gone to Orlando.
You got it right.
Yeah, they might have gone to that, but that's about it. Nobody's doing this at the level that you are. So thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for taking care of people the way you take care of them. Thank you for impacting humanity the way that you do. When you give people the love that you give them, it changes who they are. When they walk out the door, they're not the same human. That's why we do this. That's why I do it. So we get to impact the souls, change their hearts, so that they're kinder, nicer, more loving, because you gave them something they didn't have. You gave them a spiritual godliness, a level of love that's not ordinary, that they might get on Sundays at church, but you gave it to them in the middle of the week because you loved them, you cared about them, you listened to them. You genuinely were thoughtful of what they needed. So thanks for doing that. And I know this was only scheduled for an hour, so we're over that. But was it scheduled for? It wasn't even on the schedule, right? It was on a symphony schedule.
We need to put the next one, and I need to block the books, and then we won't have to do anything. So can we do that before we leave this?
Yeah. So 2 things before you want to walk out the door. You want to enter this into Symphony. So you want to get your phones and enter it into Symphony today before you leave. Remember the 3 things. You want to put your victory in there, and then what steps you're going to take to what you're going to work on. And you're going to put down that you had 2 hours of the session today. And then you're going to mark your calendars for the next one. And you're also going to give Lizelle the number that you have at the bonus bottom, at the bottom of your sheet there.
I do want to make sure that everyone that's going to March 9th has it marked on their calendar. I'm sure Brenda has.
What is March 9th?
Advanced color training with Brenda Bayfront. Who knows what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's another you can't miss. Yeah, that's another.
Well, I've seen it.
Yes, but you're.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, you're raising your hand, and you're the last one I want to raise.
No, I'm sorry. Well, you were like, who knows about it? And I was like, oh, I've seen it.
Okay, so.
So she's not a part of that class? Or she is?
No, because it's everyone that's already gone through color training.
Got it. Okay, got it. Well, yeah, okay.
Okay, so March 9th is that class, so maybe we do the week after so that it's not on the same day as that color training.
What's the week before?
March 2nd. That would only be, that's only 3 weeks away.
Okay, all right, so the week
The
after?
16th.
Okay, so it's 16th.
Okay, I'm gonna go on the book right now and I'm gonna put
And
it
we'll
in
do
the
9 to 10.
calendar.
We'll do 9 to 10 again. 9 to 10:30?
Yes. 9 to 10:30?
Yeah.
I'll block the book for that. And then we'll just start whatever class that is, Savannah, on the 16th. We'll start it at 10:30.
Okay.
What did you say?
March 16th, 9 a.m.
And Savannah, keep typing, but Savannah, I want you can keep typing, but I want you to listen. I want you to share with Katie and Elizabeth the second part of the conversation that we had about this being a report card, because they left thinking that they didn't do well on their report cards, so they didn't miss that part of the conversation. So you want to let them know it's not what this is.
Yeah, what's in December?
Put a lot
Is that December?
No, that's this one, for December.
And then January.
Yeah, then. And do you want my phone number or you got it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm adding another number on there that didn't get calculated on there. So your new request, take that number times 10 and add that to your bonus number. So your new request number, whatever that is. So if you had 3, it's 30. So you're going to add that into the number that you give her.
Yeah, guys, do that
So,
before I get to you. Thanks.
so it'll be the number of,
So 1 times 10, right?
Yep.
So that's
Wait, do what number was that?
NR, new request, times 10.
That's for January, right?
And give that to her.
Did you have,
yeah, for January.
what did you get your new request? No new request needed? Okay.
Excuse me. Bless you. Thank you.
Once you've updated it in Symphony, the class for today, and given her your numbers, you're free.